Hi there. You're watching Sipping Off the Cuff and listening to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our channels and networks. I'm Mike Morales here in the armpit of the San Gabriel Valley in Southern California. That young man is.
I'm Dave Dinius, and I'm in Virginia.
Well, Dave and I uh, finally are coming together. And I want to thank Angela Bosco, who
Yes,
from
she did a
Amber
wonderful
Beverage.
job.
She came through. What a I can't say
Yeah,
enough about how she just made this happen for us. Because I've been after not only Ka but also Rooster Rojo, which you'll see here down the line somewhere this month. We're going to get to that review as well. But tonight we are doing Ka, and if you've seen the video for packaging, we actually did a separate video for packaging. You need to watch it. It's too much fun. We nominated it for packaging because this packaging is just way over the top, ladies and gentlemen. Look at
yes,
that.
it is.
This is the Reposado. We flipped over the Blanco. Very
Yes, it
surprising
looks
Blanco.
very good.
But we're gonna pour the Reposado. We're gonna taste it, then give you all the ins and outs afterwards. So yeah. Oh, hey. And look at the cork says Ka.
That is Ka.
So that's kind of cool. It's a composite cork, looks like. I don't think it's fully synthetic, but it's
That's a
branded
good one.
with Ka. So I'm going to pour mine in my Stasel Jarrito for mezcal, because
I'm gonna use my Glencairn for whiskey.
we're whiskey.
Oh,
You'll
whiskey.
be using that real shortly. Just for those of you who will be celebrating. We're in the middle of March, folks. When you see this, it'll be probably April, I think. We're our submission rate already is so high. We are every month. If you're a subscriber on YouTube, every month hit the notification bell because we stream the whole thing, the whole month. You can stream the whole month in like one day.
There's a bunch up
All
now.
all the videos, all the flavors, all the expressions. So it's worth really watching us on YouTube and listening to us.
Yeah, just like the
That's a
Blanco.
that's a pretty color, man.
The legs and tears, just like the Blanco there. It's
Oh yeah, there it goes. There it goes. And I'm not sure if you can see that on my camera. It's a kind of a dreary day in Southern California, so I don't know. I'm not sure my lighting is going to help you at all. But oh yeah, nice legs and tears. Wow.
yep. Nice color too. Love that. Nice golden
And
amber.
and what it says, it's aged in 2 months. Is that what they're talking about?
At least 2 months.
The new owners of a Fábrica de Tequilas Finos, which is where this is the original Ka where it came from.
10
Uh,
months.
how many months?
10 months.
10 months. Okay, that makes more sense because it's rather
French limousine oak casks.
really. Is that what it says on the bottle?
That's what it says on the website.
Oh, on the website. I thought the bottle said oak casks, but it's not. I mean, Oh, wait.
More than 2 months in American oak casks.
But the website says one thing and the bottle says another.
Yes.
Okay, well, I would probably believe the website simply because it can be updated sooner than the bottles can. Because if the bottles are in production and they're on the market, and you change horses in midstream, your bottles are still going to say one thing and your website's going to say the other. So,
Yes.
but on the nose, smell it. Tell me what you smell.
I smell oak.
Yeah,
Which oak? Which oak? I don't know.
I do. It's much sweeter. It doesn't have a whiskey or bourbon nose.
No, it does not.
So
It's oak.
it's got to be the French oak. It has to be because it's rather sweet on the nose.
Yeah, I would say so.
Because it's not reminiscent of a whiskey or
No.
any kind of a char from a bourbon barrel. and bourbon whiskey, again, two different things because
Yeah,
you know.
it says matured 10 months French Limousin oak cask. It acquires subtle hints of vanilla and caramel that complement the intense agave flavor.
Wow. Well, it was intense. We noticed that the nose was rather muted
Yes.
on the Blanco, but the flavor profile was a full
Mm.
on, bold, just substantial, and in layers too, which was really interesting. It was more complex than the nose. The nose belied the flavor, which
It sure did. That the taste was very complex.
yeah, yeah. But I'm liking what I smell here.
Oh
This
yeah, this is nice
this almost
smelling.
smells like an extra añejo. It's funny.
But it is not the 110 of the old.
Yeah. Thank you for clarifying that. I hope that they would bring it back. Wouldn't that be cool if they brought back the 110 Reposado?
Ooh, nice.
Wow. Wouldn't that be cool? I wonder if they could bottle it in a different colored bottle. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Maybe a red bottle.
Oh yeah, because we have all of we Dave. If you watched the packaging video, you saw Dave and I pull out our minis, and Dave has the full 750s of the old Ka. I have I have the minis of the Sangre de Vida, which was the second iteration of the Ka brand when they couldn't make it at Fábrica de Tequilas Finos, and they couldn't call it Ka, they called it something else, and she kept the bottles different, but not same but different. That's what I have. I have them, and we never really did any reviews of either one of those. Um, the only
The
Sangre
nose
de
is
Vida,
pretty nice for a red
I love the smell. I love the aroma on this one. And he's right, subtle hints. I mean, it's subtle, but it's certainly there. It's almost like a jasmine. It lingers.
bottle.
Um, it
Okay.
lingers on the nose. Like we have a jasmine plant outside, and jasmine will linger. And
It does. I'm not a fan of jasmine.
you're not?
No.
No, oh, I love jasmine. Jasmine, as a rule, you try to get around as many herbs as possible. We have a big lemon tree in the backyard here, and I'm constantly, grabbing a leaf and rubbing so I can get the lemon oil on my hands, because the more aromas you get in your head, in your olfactory senses, it comes into your database. The more of these you can define when you smell them in tequila, especially with tequilas and blancos. So
Yes.
let's dive in.
Okay.
Mm.
Wow. A lot like the Blanco, a little sweet up front, peppery on the back. Actually, a little more peppery in the back. Like I said, a little more intense.
Yeah, it's a little bit more intense, and it's almost like a red hot, like a cinnamon spice. Not only was the Blanco peppery, because you did get some of that on the
Yeah.
Blanco, but it's almost like it's amplified now from the French oak, and so it's turned into, instead of a hot pepper, it's more like a hot cinnamon. It's like a cinnamon. Not a bad thing. I like it. I like it a lot.
Mm. Get just a little of the oak tannins there in the front on that second sip. It's almost kind of like dry on the tip of my tongue.
I will say this. You're right. Because it's French oak, it tends to be a little bit sweeter, which you have enough of these, in French oak.
Mm-hmm.
But the finish always tends to be kind of dry, and that, again, not a bad thing.
Right.
I like a dry finish, because that enter sweet finish is dry. And now, what's the finish? Are we getting the warm and fuzzy like we were with the Blanco?
Not quite.
Yeah.
Not yet, anyway.
Yeah, it's kind of like a short to medium finish. The Blanco finish was much longer.
Yes.
I gotta dive in one more time. This is really good. This is my first time actually having Ka, and all the time it's been around. I knew the previous owner. We would run into each other at some shows when we were doing shows, And I never got a chance to. We kept soliciting samples and never got any from her. But I did get a taste of the 110 and enjoyed the hell out of it. And that's it. That's all I ever had. So
And the 110, for being a 110, that was easy to drink.
yeah, that's what I heard. I heard a lot of great things about the 110. It was almost the most sought after of all the expressions of Ka.
Yeah.
Was that 110. Did they make an 80 proof? Did they ever make an 80 proof of the Repo?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I haven't seen one. I just know that it was 110, and it kind of shocked me today when I looked at the bottle, and it was like, oh, it's only 80.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I was kind of hoping for the 110.
Well, again, the people that bought the distillery, Stoli Group, out of the Ukraine, I suppose. They and of course the American branch of that is Amber Beverage, and that's the U.S. version. They they have wide distribution, obviously, and so they have to standardize a lot of things. But I gotta say, Dave, they didn't dumb down the flavor profile. This isn't a mainstream tequila. I'm glad they kept it. They kept it in the integrity intact.
Yeah. They kept it a little bold.
Yeah, I got the same lip numbness. I got this, everything that we felt on the Blanco, we got on the Reposado. But now it's got the French oak to enhance all that. It's enhanced, and now it has an actual sweeter nose, because we said the Blanco was.
Yeah.
It was.
The Blanco was really mellow on the nose. This one's got a lot more on the nose, definitely.
Yeah. I like this, man.
Old Town Tequila, $55.
Really? See what I mean? They have to standardize the production to get it out there because they got the wide distribution. And at $55, that's a steal.
But the Blanco, I forgot to mention it, was $65.
Really? At Old Town?
At Old Town.
65. Wow. What happened there?
Don't know.
Holy cow, man. Well, I tell you what, I think the Blanco, if I had to choose between one or the other, and now that I know that I've had the Blanco, I would probably spend the money on the Repo, because 55. What's not to love, right?
I really think the Reposado is their flagship.
Well, we haven't tasted the Añejo yet, so let's.
I still do. I still think that's the one that they go for. It's the Reposado, especially since it was the 110.
So you think that's you think that's almost like a subconscious, what do we call it? It's almost subconscious. Subliminal. Yeah. You think it's a subliminal that people are just reaching for that Reposado, thinking it's the 110?
Maybe.
Well, I'll tell you what. We're gonna try the Añejo here next, but nothing. I gotta say, I love this Reposado, and I'm gonna have to go in there and go brand of promise nominee in the Reposado category. And Dave with his mind. This is a great flavor profile, a great aroma profile. The French oak is subtle. I'm going to go with what they say on the website. Maybe the original intention was regular barrels. I know that now that Stoli Group owns the distillery, there's much more. There's much more.
Little bit more of a budget.
Well, yeah, they got a bigger budget than we do, right? So obviously they can get more barrels, okay? Because they got to make more because they have a wider distribution. So, needless to say, they have the wherewithal, they have the assets to purchase more barrels. And since Stoli Group is technically another country, they could probably get, maybe even a better deal on French oak. I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs, but I love this. This is really. I think you're right, man. But I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna hold off saying this is the flagship until we have the Añejo. Because again, this is my first time. I feel like a virgin. So be kind. So But anyway, Brand of Promise nominee in the Reposado category. That's our take on Ka, Day of the Dead, Tequila. Uh, Really great price at Old Town Liquors. If you're in a state where they can ship, you should get it from them, along with maybe the whole line. But this is they have not, because they rebranded, they haven't lost the quality. The integrity is intact.
Yeah, that's pretty good. They do have at Old Town. They have a where you can buy all three,
Really?
and that was like $154, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, they're 155.
Back up the truck. It's worth it. So far, the Blanco and the Repo have not.
That'd be great.
They haven't disappointed. They haven't disappointed. I will say this is probably the packaging is probably easy for shipping as well, because they kind of go together very nicely in the packages. But anyway, that's our take on Kyle Reposado. Stick with us. We've got the Anejo coming up. I'm Mike Morales here in Southern California. That young man out there is
Dave Denny in Newport News, Virginia.
You have been watching and listening to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media. All of our channels and networks. Please subscribe. Please follow us. If you're listening to us on Spotify and iTunes,
comments.
Yeah, and if you've had this version of Ka, please let us know in the comments. Leave a comment. Leave a like on the video. Subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that way you know every month we got a brand new month of videos, and you'll be notified like crazy. And whatever you do, tomar sabiamente.
Sip wisely.